All right. Well, again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Union Canal Tunnel Park for the Dutchman Invitational hosted by Lebanon Valley College. I am Chris DePato. Alongside me, our running expert, Mr. Jeff Adams. We've already completed the high school girls, high school boys, and the collegiate women. We have one race left, the collegiate men.
And this is where you separate yourself, because the race obviously gets longer here. So we're going to an 8K course.
Remind our listeners, what's the difference? I mean, obviously 5K for the last three races. Now we have an 8K. What's the mileage difference?
So the men's race will jump to 5 miles. 8K is 5 miles, so it'll be a little bit of a different feel as we get started here. You're going to see the course very similar to where it started in the high school level on the screen.
But at this point, they branch off.
Well, we're going to keep going similar to what we did, so it'll branch off around here.
Okay.
So it'll be a little bit different. We come to the mile 2 mark, keep moving around, going around the canal, and now we're at 3. This long straightaway here, which we're going to go and wrap around to the 4th mile. Come across Scout Meadow and kind of back where we started.
Now, we've already talked about the fact that the 5K has been run on 3 times. It's probably soft. These guys are wearing spikes.
Absolutely.
But past the mile 3 to 4, 4 to 5, that's some of the area hasn't been run on yet.
Hasn't been touched. So that's fresh turf. And it could be slick. It could be nice and nice and soft. It could be hard. So we'll be interested to see how the course is when we get out there. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise. But the nice thing is we do have the last year's champion from the Invitational, Rory Lieberman from Lebanon Valley. He won last year
post course
as a sophomore at 25:05, which is lightning. He has some of his teammates here. Lebanon Valley really has turned into a powerhouse in the MAC conference on the men's side. They had 7 out of 10 out of the top runners in this field last year. So in the course, Lebanon Valley also won the MAC championship last year as well, edging out Messiah and Misericordia, the 2 other kind of powerhouses in the cross-country world for Division III in the MAC conference. A name to watch again would be Andrew Namkata. He was the MAC Rookie of the Year last year. So he finished 18th here last year. I'd be interested to see how he's developing and where he's going to come around last year. He's gotten a kind of a feel now through his freshman year of how the race.
A little bit of experience.
This is much different than high school.
And again, this is his home course.
Yes, it is. So he should know the course well. Be interested to see. And we do also have Navy here as well.
I was going to say,
who ran away with the women's competition
They
earlier.
did.
So it'll be interesting to see how they mix up with the MAC champions, the Lebanon Valley Dutchman.
This should be very exciting to see what happens here. And again, we have a phenomenal day for a race.
Absolutely. It doesn't get much better than this. And these runners are ready. They're getting warmed up. They're waiting for that gun, so they're getting themselves mentally ready for this race. It's going to be a great one. Like I said, whenever I ran this in college, I was always excited for this course. It is very fast. It is a fun course. It's early in the year. You're kind of figuring out where you are in the process.
Right, so I assume we're going to see something very similar at the start to what we saw with the high school boys. That cattle chute, that jockeying for position early.
Yes, you'll see a little bit of a jockeying position early. Not so much, probably a little bit less in the collegiate level than we saw in the high school level. But you're going to see some jockeying because they're going to want to get out of there and get into position first, especially some of these elite runners running, close to sub 25, which is elite. That is a time for division. Lebanon Valley is a Division III school. That is a Division I time. So it'll be interesting to see if someone does break the 25-minute mark here.
Well, again, we saw earlier they were getting lined up. I think everybody's about to get ready. We were told 11 o'clock start, which is just in a couple minutes. But yeah, we saw some amazing talent right off from the first race. The high school girls, I forget what high school it was, but the one who took off from the beginning finished it in the lead. I mean,
Absolutely.
she was dominant the entire race. High school boy, I believe, again, the leader, there was a lead pack for a little bit, but that runner wasn't here last year, but finished first this year.
Yes, winner from Exeter High School last year, yes. Or from this year, was not here last year. So Navy was not here last year as well.
Which won the females college race.
We'll see if the midshipmen men are as dominant as the females were here going against the MAC champion Lebanon Valley Dutchman. And they're getting their final instructions here from the starter. You see a mare in the orange, and we are just moments away from the gun.
Yep, here at Union Canal Tunnel Park for the collegiate, our last race of the Dutchman Invitational, the collegiate men.
Getting ready here, just getting yourself psyched, trying to stay warmed up here. The worst thing you can do is have your heart rate lower, and then it's either take you a quarter mile, half mile to get yourself back up to the speed. So it's really important to keep warming up until that gun goes off.
Okay, it looks like.
Arms up, and the gun's off.
The gun is there. There they go. Again, not the full-out sprint we saw with the high school boys. Definitely not.
This is a longer race, so
yes.
You're gonna see probably faster times in the mile mark than you saw in the high school race.
Right.
Even though this is an 8K race, so 5 mile race, you're gonna see faster. You're gonna see faster miles, but this should be an interesting turn.
That looks like Villanova. I say Villanova Navy. But it was definitely Villanova Racing Club, I think.
Yes,
running club.
Villanova Running Club. So they do have representation here. So that's kind of like a club sport. They may not have made Villanova's Division I team, but they are still elite runners. We did see Liam Johnson out there as well from Ursinus. He finished 4th here last year, so at a time of 25:51. So we're seeing some returning talent here at the Dutchman.
All right, we're only about a minute and a half in to the final race. This is the collegiate men. There's our lead pack. I'd say we got about 10, 12 runners in that lead pack. I see Navy up there. Looks like Navy's in the top 3.
Yeah. Looks like history is repeating itself here in the men's collegiate race as well.
The midshipmen.
Be interesting.
And again, see their pattern side by side pretty much. They're controlling that pace.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can get some bib numbers and identify some of these top runners here.
Yeah, looks like our top 3 are Navy, for sure.
With last year's winner, Rory, in the mix as well.
And they're coming behind us now.
We are positioned. We have a little studio set up here near the start-finish line, and they're just making that first loop around that we saw earlier on the map.
Yep. Again, this is the part, of course. This is the part that's already been run on 3 times. This is the 4th and final race of the Dutchman Invitational. Again, we're seeing something different. Now they're on the far left. 2 Navy out front, maybe 3 still.
Absolutely. And these packs are very close together. So
Absolutely. But again, like you said earlier, it's still early in the race. We're not even, maybe about a little over a half mile.
we're getting close to the line.
Yeah. So in the lead right now, we have James McCarran. And he's a sophomore. Second, Trevor Haynes, also a sophomore. And then William Driscoll, a sophomore. All three sophomores, all three Navy.
William Driscoll from Newport News, Virginia. Went to Peninsula Catholic High School. So here the midshipman, representing the midshipmen. And who was our leader there again?
The leader is James McCarran, sophomore Navy. Oh yeah, kind of like what we thought. Navy, Lebanon Valley, we knew they were going to be up there.
Yeah, he's from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, from St. George's School. So his freshman year, I mean, he was kind of a little bit all over the map. So this is interesting to see these Navy runners really picking up their times.
Now they're coming in front of us. The leaders have already passed us. As you can hear, a lot of spectators, a lot of support for these runners.
Absolutely.
All right.
Across the mile mark, right around the 5 minute
Right around the
mark.
5 minute mark, yep.
Phenomenal time.
See a lot more Navy there too in that pack behind. As you can see, look at that beautiful shot by the canal.
Yeah,
Just beautiful.
Like I said, this was always one of my favorite courses to run. Very scenic, kind of calming.
Not that you can really admire that when you're running, but I'm sure you appreciate it.
You appreciate it more than running sometimes in a, I liked it more than some of the more urban courses. We got our same three runners still packed together, still in the lead.
James McCarran, Trevor Hayes, and William Driscoll, all three Navy, all three sophomores outside their plebe year at the Naval Academy. And we've had some phenomenal competition here today.
Oh, absolutely. And
phenomenal times. We've seen, I don't know, record-breaking times, but they have been fantastic times.
Yeah, some of these times were, in the high school races, those were elite Division I type runners that we saw out here on the course today that are going to be at a big-time school.
Yep.
So, but we're seeing some phenomenal times on the women's the women's collegiate and the men's collegiate so far. Trevor Hayes, actually, our second-place runner from East Norwich, New York. He went to West Hampton Beach High School.
Yeah, so we got people from all over the United States, go to different, live in different states, go to different colleges, get recruited, get scholarships, and now they're here right now with us in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Or choose to serve their country in the Navy.
Absolutely. So we thank them for their service. All right, we got an update. They are in the back part of the field of the course. I'll be coming up on the 2 mile mark here not too long from now. We were told the same three runners, all from Navy, are in the lead. But it's nice to see the crowd, even though the high school girls went out first at, 9 o'clock. It's now after 11, and we still see them here supporting all of the runners.
They want to see sometimes some of their teammates. They might have they're at the time where they're doing college visits too.
Sure.
So a lot of these high school runners, some of the colleges that they are looking at right now are here.
Could there be recruiters here talking to athletes, or is that not permitted?
You're allowed a certain amount of contact. I'm not sure what the NCAA rules are anymore.
Not either.
But you are allowed a little bit of contact your senior year. I think junior year you used to be allowed one contact. Senior year, I don't think it might be unlimited. But the college coaches, I'm sure, were watching the high school race, and the high school runners are looking at the college race, seeing what their future teammates are doing out here today.
Yep. Like we said, just a lot of support.
Absolutely. The Dutchmen still are having a very strong showing out here. They're mixing it up with Navy, who, obviously have a very large recruiting pool.
Yes. And we know they dominated the female race, the collegiate women, not too long ago.
We'll see if they pull away with
there we go.
A 1,
There's
2,
our
3
top
sweep.
4. And I know that's Navy, but we got somebody in maroon coming up.
I think that might be a runner from your sinus.
Okay, you're looking right now at the 2-mile mark, unofficial time of about 9:14, 9:13 at the 2-mile mark. 3 miles to go. This is, again, an 8K race.
And that might be Liam Johnson. Last year, he finished 4th here at the Dutchman Invitational. Phenomenal runner from your sinus.
So, again, we're familiar with this part of the course again.
Looping back around.
Yep.
We've seen this before. This is very similar to the high school race where they're coming around, getting close to the 2-mile mark.
No, they've already passed the 2-mile mark.
Oh.
That was around 9:13. But again, we've seen Navy, possibly Ursinus, and then 3rd Navy. All right, so our new leader is Trevor Haynes from Navy. Jonathan Skemp, a sophomore, is in 2nd. And in 3rd place right now,
We have Derek Blair.
Derek Blair from Susquehanna has taken 3rd place.
Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. It's a nice little drive out here.
Yeah, like you said, they're now past the 2-mile mark. 3 to go. They've found their pace. They've kind of found their groove.
Settled in.
Yep.
In college, I kind of always judge myself, where was I at the 5K mark? And then, miles 4 and 5, I just tried to hold on. We're getting an aerial shot here of the runners that are coming around. We're starting to see a little bit of separation.
Yeah, it looks like Trevor Hayes has broken out maybe about a 5-second lead over the other 2, which was his teammate Jonathan Skemp. And like we said, from Susquehanna, Derek Blair. And you just saw our leader again.
Heading over to the canal.
So the lead pack, the lead 3, have probably got a good 20 seconds or so. There's another Navy.
And then there's our Ursinus runner. I believe that's Liam.
You said finished 4th last year.
He did finish 4th last year.
There's a 5th Navy.
He was a sub-20, Liam Johnson, a sub-26-minute performance here last year.
I haven't seen a Lebanon Valley runner yet. 2 more Navy. This is reminiscent of the collegiate women. The Navy. That might be.
That pack is.
That might be Lebanon Valley.
I think we saw a pack of Lebanon Valley come in through there.
Yep.
And you got to remember, this is a team scoring sport. The Navy, of course, has a lot of runners up front, but the Dutchmen are making a very strong showing for that 2nd place trophy here with that huge pack of runners right there. They pretty much had most of their varsity team there in a pack.
Absolutely.
Still coming across. This is still a phenomenal time.
It's amazing times.
Absolutely. So,
And the course looks like it's really held up after even
It has.
3 other races.
We had a little bit of precipitation earlier, but that's died away. It's allowed the course to stay nice, not get too sloppy out there.
Yep. And a shout out to our camera crew out there for getting us some amazing shots.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job, the Invica crew from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yep. Hats off. Makes our job a lot easier when you can see, when you can't see what's in front of you. Our camera crew's doing amazing. And all these athletes, just a round of applause to them. Oh, look at that beautiful shot along the canal. It'll be coming up here shortly for you guys. Nice aerial view of the canal.
Nice job, gentlemen!
This is really where you're going to see some of the runners start to break down. So it's either you're going to see the pack start to stretch a little bit. You know, we saw that a little bit of the mile mark in the high school races and the college races, right around the 2.5, 3 mile mark, where the other teams, you know, in the high school and the women's collegiate division, they're finishing. This is where they're going to start to separate. You're going to see the pack start to thin a little bit, and you're going to see, you know, who's who.
Right.
Really, whenever this separation happens. And we saw.
And like you said, this is still early in the season for this type of an event.
This is their first or second race of the season.
Right. So they haven't quite even found their groove yet.
No, they were still. Some of them are just got in their groove in college. So they're literally got in the maybe preseason, checked into their dorm, and they're just getting used to college life. So there's just a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty here, but you know.
Well, like we said, out in front we had a couple sophomores from Navy, and we know that college life is very different than what you and I experience.
Absolutely.
That is more of a job. All right, looks like our leaders in with some boys that are high school boys that are cooling down still. Right there, we got our eyes on the leader. Again, great form, nice stride. Looks like it's a run in the park.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes. And you look at his arms, where they are, especially his body, they're still falling right around his hips. His arms have not raised up. When you get super tired, you're going to see arms, you kind of, you'll tighten.
Either up or just spaghetti arms.
Or you just kind of clinch close to yourself and you shorten your stride. So, but it's great to see him. He's definitely well conditioned. He's
camouflaged.
Camouflage there in the trees.
Looks like we have
our lead pack there still going.
Yeah, this is some of our leaders. I believe there is our actual leader. And if it's still the same, it's still Trevor Hayes, a sophomore from Navy.
You got this.
Now, is he there maybe lapping some people?
Some people are going around the first loop, and he's coming around. Yes, that's exactly what's happening here. So
now, whenever that happened to me, boy, did my confidence just...
You would see that a little bit in the 2 mile in track and outdoor track, or even especially in the 2 mile indoor track, it's a 200 meter course. But yeah, so he's coming around. He's passing some people still on a previous loop. So thank goodness for chip timing and technology these days, so no one's getting mixed up in the fray.
Correct.
So,
my wife and I would do the 5Ks. We would do the fun 5Ks, and I remember being passed by a woman pushing 2 kids in a stroller. And I'm like, oh, so disheartening. But luckily, I was just doing it for fun. So.
Absolutely. Look, Father Time catches up with all of us. And I remember when they still had the Hershey half marathon. It was one of the last years. I got passed by a gentleman who had a T-shirt on that said, "My first half marathon since donating my kidney," and he sure enough passed me, as did a man dressed up as Batman carrying a boombox.
There's a pack of runners that looks like from the same school. That might be Lebanon Valley. It's hard to tell.
I believe that is the Dutchman. Yes, I believe that was Lebanon Valley. And they're making a strong showing here for second place.
Sure.
Like I said, it's a team sport. There can be a string of
and I think a lot
runners
of
from different schools strung in there in the middle.
Again, I said earlier, I think a lot of people forget that. They think it's individual first, second, third. But at these type of invitationals, at these type of cross-country events, it is a team sport.
It matters who finishes 30th. It matters who finished 40th and 50th in a lot of times.
Yep. So obviously, what you said earlier still counts in the collegiate level, first 5. Is it the first?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that goes the first 5 runners from every school. That's what counts as to where that school finishes.
Yes.
So by seeing the Navy up front and then that pack of Lebanon Valley, Kind of gives you an indication of. All right, these are our second and third place runners right now. And fourth is not that far behind. And look at that beautiful shot of the canal.
This is a beautiful course. So they have done a phenomenal job marking this course. The line crews. You look there, you can see. Looks like it's getting a little bit saucy there.
Yeah, the dark spots along.
Yeah, if you look at that dark spot, it's getting a little messy there. So hopefully they got their long spikes in.
Fourth race along that part.
You're right along the water. You're getting into some moisture.
And they're coming by us here in the front.
Here we go, Jason.
Still doing strong. Got parents running across the course, cheering on their athletes as coaches and other teammates as well. So it's great to see that here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, hats off to all of these athletes out here competing today. Beautiful course, a beautiful park.
Here we go, Tyler.
Couldn't have asked for a better day for the Dutchman Invitational.
Yes, and these are some middle of the pack runners here, and they're still looking very comfortable. Very, very strong still, pushing along.
I've learned a lot from you today just by watching the arms in the form, and you can tell when somebody's hurting or dragging a little bit compared to just pacing.
Yes. To see them driving their arms as he's going to pass here. Look at him driving his arms near his hips.
Yep.
Faster your arms move, the faster your legs move. That's just a rule of thumb when you're running. So give them that little kick, that interval work that they did in preseason is paying off there. So when you're running intervals when you're training, maybe you're running, say, at a 6.5 minute pace. Then all of a sudden for 2 miles, then for 800 meters, they want you to go to a 5-minute pace or 80% of a sprint. So you're really pushing yourself in different intervals. It's called interval training. And when you're passing someone like that, that's kind of that interval training kicking in.
Now let me talk about this for a little bit. So we talked about, hang on, we're looking at our leader right now. And again, looks like he has a huge lead. He's really gained some distance between himself and second and third.
Looking very comfortable out there. Absolutely.
So strong. Like it's effortless. Oh, I said that wrong. Effortless. There we go. But yeah, strong. But what I asked you earlier when, like I said, what do you do in the morning? What's your routine? Now these guys, these collegiate men, have probably been here since their teammates and early this morning. And the first group went out at 9. They didn't go out till 11. So what are they doing? Are they still like?
They probably ate a little bit heavier breakfast, perhaps, because it's out of their system probably, well digested by the time race came on. So we saw a little bit of some people tossing their cookies in the first couple races. We're going to see probably a little bit less of that in the men's race because food has had much more time to digest.
Yep. Again, you're looking at our leader. That is bib number 236, Trevor Hayes, a sophomore out of the United States Naval Academy.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't remember.
Midshipman looking strong on the men's and the women's teams.
Dominant. Yep. I believe it was the women's. They had the first 2 out of 3 finishers. And we may see the same again today.
And honestly, he's probably 3 minutes away, so he's probably 800 meters from the finish line right now.
Wow.
Phenomenal job, just looking super comfortable. Get some teammates not too far behind him. I mean, a lot can change in the last half mile, but he's looking like he's cruising into the finish.
The girls there cheering him on.
Looking down at his watch.
Yep.
There he is. Like I said, these packs have now thinned out. You're seeing smaller packs. And
that's because of the distance again, correct?
Yes. They thin out and they spread out a little bit more because it is a significantly longer race. Coming across again. Probably 500, 400 meters from the finish line at this point.
All right, split screen, leader on your left. Again, that is Trevor Hayes, United States Naval Academy, looking at his watch. Yeah, that has to be a huge help compared to when you and I ran back in the days, you know.
I was counting on my coach screaming splits off to me at
Right.
different marks, or I'm like, "What's my time?" I'm yelling at my mom, and she's like looking. She had a little stopwatch, so it's a lot has changed. We actually had those printers at the finish line. Had a little roll of paper, like a calculator, it printed off everyone's times.
Yep,
So
I remember seeing those.
beautiful day for a cross-country meet. Another successful Dutchman Invitational. Naval Academy up front.
Just dominant today in both the collegiate women and men. Just look at that. The long kicks. Here he comes.
Coming in, he's going to come in just over the 25-minute mark.
Just over. Trevor Hayes. Dominant performance.
Very similar to last year's winner at 25:05.
25-13 at
25-13.
Unofficial.
So we're talking an 8-7.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't tell, but that might be Navy in second as well. Last we knew, that was Jonathan Skemp. Yes, it is Navy in second.
And we got a battle here.
Yep.
We have a runner from Susquehanna making a strong push here.
Navy 1-2, showing the bib, showing the school. First three are through.
And that runner from Susquehanna is making a statement for the MAC championship here.
Go.
He is the first MAC runner to come across the line.
Here comes our third Navy finisher. Fourth Navy finisher. Muhlenberg. Yep. So we've already had the first four Navy.
Another Susquehanna runner.
They could be pushing us for second.
And here comes the pack.
Yep.
This is a...
Navy's in there.
You got Acadia, Navy, and...
Those are the Pioneer.
And the Valley. So
Yep.
Lebanon Valley.
Lebanon
So
Valley.
I think we had 5 Lebanon Valley runners.
So right there we probably have